Let's get back to the subject of city limousine. That's right. As far as city limousine is concerned, lots of things happening in city limousine. जो जानकारी हम लोगों को प्राप्त हुई है उसके मुताबिक दिल्ली के ईओडब्ल्यू ने यह कहा है कि सीमा रजाकी के खिलाफ कोई केस ही नहीं है, कोई एविडेंस ही नहीं बनती है, तो हम लोग क्या करें? That's what they've said now, which is a very strange statement to make. At the moment with us, we've got our old friend Pradeep. Pradeep, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. I can hear you.
Right. Thank you so much, Pradeep. And Pradeep Nambiar is with us. Well, I can't see him. Is there a problem? Is there a problem? Right, we can see you now. And we've also got Mr. Vedant Rajput from Toronto in Canada. Mr. Rajput, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Mr. Bajaj.
Right, thank you so much for joining us. Vedant, you're joining us for the first time, Mr. Vedant Rajput. You're joining us on air for the first time. Now, could you take us through what you've done so far and with regard to the cases which have been either launched or which are about to be launched against City Limousine in Canada and in the US? Mr. Vedant Rajput, please take it away.
Well, what we've done is we were able to figure out the money transactions, what Mr. Masood and City Limousine were involved in. Pretty much it was a havala transaction that was going out of India.
Right.
And there were traders across the world in New York, in Hong Kong, in Dubai, in Singapore. So we've located all these traders.
Right.
We're also working with police enforcement agencies in those countries to trace down these traders and go after their finances.
Right, but Mr. Vedant Rajput, and at the moment with us from Toronto, Canada, we've got Vedant Rajput. Now, Vedant, do tell us, in terms of City Limousine, what is your personal interest in this case? Because from whatever we've got, this man has scammed off more than 35,000 crores, and he could well be the Bernie Madoff of this part of the world. Vedant.
Well, I am an investor. Okay, I had invested in Mumbai about a couple of years ago. There are several people in my family and friends who invested, and in the last 1 year, the amount of time I've spent behind this whole fraud, I've come across at least 25,000 people across India who have invested in this company. There are investors not only in India. There are investors in the Gulf, in Singapore. There are investors in the US. There are investors in Canada who have invested in this company.
Right. Now, Vedant, you've come across at least 25,000 people, and you've contacted them by mail, and you've tried to get all of them together. Now, in your personal opinion, because from our estimate, the amount involved is anywhere between 25,000 to 35,000 crores. I know that's a very big margin, but in your personal opinion, what do you think is the amount that this man could have scammed off? We're talking about M Masood over here.
Oh, if you look at the agreement value,
yes,
what was promised to all the investors, if you add up all the files of City Realcom, City Limousine, City Hospitality, you're looking at least 15,000 to 20,000 crores, at least. Now they did not maintain they did not maintain records, so there is no way for us to go back and look at each and every file.
Right.
Because I had a discussion with one of the ex-employees of the company today, and they told me that any investor who invested with the company in cash, that record was never really made into a real record because the cash was never sent into the bank.
Right.
So the numbers that we have are only for the investors who paid by check or by a demand draft.
Right, so which means that the cash amounts which came in, and then there was a huge amount of cash which was also collected, that was never placed as part either of the bank records or the company records, so which means he must have maintained a special or a separate havala register, as is usually maintained by what are called angriyas and other people. So he must have used the back channels by which to funnel money out of the country. Isn't that right?
That's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did, and that's exactly what my focus point is in this entire investigation. I mean, I've been working with the officials at EOW, at the Enforcement Directorate, and enforcement agencies in the U.S., and that is exactly what my target is. And on that basis, I have filed a civil lawsuit against City Trading LLC,
yes,
which is a subsidiary of City Limousine.
Yes.
I filed a lawsuit against Chand Masood and Javeen Masood.
Chand Masood and Javeen Masood. Chand Masood, of course, being Masood's first wife, and Javeen Masood being his daughter. Right.
That's correct.
Right.
So the lawsuit that's been filed has been filed under an act in the U.S. called RICO, which is the Racketeering Influence to Corrupt and Organizations Act, which was used by the mafia in the olden days.
Right.
The allegations are for money laundering. We've also alleged that M Masood used fraudulent ways to obtain a visa to enter the United States.
Right, but over here, what kind of success do you expect? Because it is true that some of the money has gone somewhere around in the United States, but has it entered the United States?
Oh, absolutely. I have bank statements of CD Trading LLC. I have bank statements of M Masood. I have her income tax statements. There are wire transfers coming in from City Limousine. There are wire transfers coming in from Diamond Traders in those bank accounts. So, I mean, I have more than enough to go after.
So, what would be the quantum of amount that is at the moment in the United States, which possibly belongs to investors like yourself, from all over the world?
Well, it's a very complex situation, Mr. Bajaj. What has happened is that the funds,
right,
the cash amount went out via havala to Diamond Traders.
Yes.
Diamond Traders took a commission.
Yes.
Wired most of the money back to India.
Yes.
And about 20% was wired to City Trading.
Yes.
At times it was wired directly to Chand's account. At times it was wired to overseas, offshore accounts. So these people have accounts in Switzerland. They have accounts in Barbados. They have accounts in Cayman Islands. That's where the money is sitting.
Right. So what would be the extent of this money, which is at the moment not in India? Or your estimate?
If I were to give you a number in US dollars, I'm looking at least $100-250 million.
$100-250 million. Right, Pradeep, you want to ask something. You want to get into this right now because we've got Pradeep Nambiar as well. Now, we've been going on this now for a long time. Pradeep is with us. Right, Pradeep, in terms of what Vedant Rajput has told us. The Vedant Rajput is still with us from Toronto. In light of what he has told us, very clearly this is a very clear-cut case for A, the Enforcement Directorate, and B, for the Finance Ministry itself to get involved in a very big way in this, and C, to ask for the extradition of M Masood back from back into India from the United States. Pradeep.
Yes, sir. Vedant has already filed a case against M Masood, I think City Trading and Chand's Realty.
Right.
The point is here, in our country, in India, right now, we are going in multi-directional way because we have got EOWs filing cases and EOWs not arresting. Now we saw how Seema Razaki was let off, how she was released.
That's right.
The fact that so
all right, let's get Vedant in on this. Vedant, did you hear that? Seema Razaki,
yes,
his other wife, has been let off. Now, the Delhi EOW says that we don't have anything at all against her. Jahan tak ke Seema Razaki ka sawal hai, we have nothing at all against her, so she's free to go. That's what they've said. And since Mr. M Masood has been in custody now for well over 270 days, and it's mandatory to file a charge sheet within 90 days, there's every possibility that Masood might walk as well. How does that grab you, Vedant?
Well, Mr. Bajaj, there are at least 12 warrants pending in Mumbai against Seema Razaki.
Yes.
So it was the responsibility of Delhi EOW. Just like they took her from Hyderabad, they were supposed to bring her back to Mumbai.
That's right.
Which they did not.
That's right.
So that is something that we are currently looking into. I am talking to some of the EOW officials to find out what really happened here. They tell me that it won't be a big deal to take her back into custody. But again, once someone is out, it's anyone's guess as to how soon you can catch the person again.
That's right. So what does that mean? In your opinion, what does that mean?
Well, there is definitely something's not right here, and
so which means
to give you another tip,
please go ahead.
I just got information about a couple hours ago.
Yes.
That there is a person who's been helping Masood for the last little while with all his financing. It's his nephew.
It's his
name
nephew.
Is
Mustafa. All right.
He was aware that Seema Razaki is going to be released well before she was released.
How do you make that out? How can we make such a statement that he was aware of the fact that Seema Razaki...
I have a source.
Right.
I have a source who is in regular touch with Mustafa.
Right. So Mustafa was aware of the fact that Seema Razaki is going to be released much before she was actually released.
That is correct.
Right.
And Delhi police had taken Seema. Well, she was brought to Mumbai. From there, she went to Hyderabad. From there, she was taken to Delhi. She was brought back to Mumbai. She was taken to Delhi for the second time.
Right.
That's when she got released.
That's when she got